She's beautiful. And confidentially, she's a pixie.
She would have said to you, and I'm going to say it for her, that she was lucky, that she was at the right place at the right time.
She never dreamt to be a star. The first movie that launched her career is Roman Holiday. It's one of those great movies where you can have many layers. You can approach it as a very light, fairy tale-like movie. The more you dig, the more you realize it's about women's liberation. And a lot of my mother's role are around that.
Had she come from America, we're the land of plenty, maybe she wouldn't have given the same values to the opportunities of being a star, an independent woman in the 50s, a self-sustaining single mother. I mean, a lot of things which we don't think of today.
Even if someone, has just seen a photograph of her, it's kind of ingrained in, like, the collective consciousness, if you will, that her appearance and her actual being and personality were so intertwined.
She was very clear to the fact that she had to be herself, and that's what worked. And therefore, she sometimes adapted the script or the dresses she wore.
She worked very closely with the designers. She knew what she wanted, and she sort of took everything off these dresses that wasn't really firmly planted on because she wanted the essence of the design.
I always reference the man's shirt. As legend has it, she was able to just throw it on one day and she realized her waist was so tiny she could double it around the front and tie it in the back. She never wore overly asymmetrical pieces, and she never wore uber risque cuts or like plunging back lines. These options that women have at their fingertips, she didn't need to fall back on those.
She was very opinionated and really knew what she wanted. Not just the acting or the style, but the sort of crafting of the Audrey Hepburn as we know her.
As far as my grandmother's fashion sense goes, there are the aesthetic pinnacle moments in her career. In Sabrina, for example, she's floating across the tennis court to meet Humphrey Bogart, her love, and she's wearing a Givenchy gown, and she's absolutely exquisite.
Oh, Sabrina, where have you been all my life?
Right over the garage.
In Breakfast at Tiffany's, she's wearing a little black dress, but she's not wearing heels. And it's this duality to her character. She's never fully that myth, but she's also never fully the girl next door.
Won't you join me?
Less is more, so she would choose and pick things for the simplicity or usefulness. And that's a big part of her being today still modern by her looks and the objects that are going to be on sale at Christie's. When you find something that fits you, you should stick to it.
She could so easily slide into a Givenchy gown, but she would still have that approachability and that accessibility that is sort of the embodiment of what her fashion philosophy was.
I think, in the end, she's one of us, and she wasn't any different on screen or off screen. She's the girl from across the landing who puts on a little black dress, doesn't have big means, but knows how to put it together, and goes out into the world and captures a universe.